Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
Democrat mayor unveils free IDs for illegals to boost 2019 re-election hopes. What a shame. Democrats will literally do anything to ensure their re-election hopes are secure, even if it means helping illegal aliens. Check out what Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel just did. It's pretty bad. From BizPac Review. Following in the footsteps of California, Chicago Democratic Mayor Rahm Emanuel has introduced municipal ID cards for illegal immigrants that critics fear will help enable them to vote in elections, according to the Chicago Tribune. The CityKey cards are being praised as a valid form of identification for people voting in Chicago and for those registering to vote, even though it remains illegal for undocumented immigrants to vote. The card, which was sold as a way for people to get basic services, will be available to the general public in the spring, and the program is expected to boost Emanuel's standing with Hispanics in the run-up to his 2019 re-election bid, the Tribune reported. More on Rahm, via Chicago Reader via Weasel Zippers. President Donald Trump is no longer welcome in Chicago, Mayor Rahm Emanuel declared on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert Monday night. Our motto, a city he'll never sleep in. We don't want him, Emanuel said. Look, Donald Trump is driving forward looking through the rearview mirror, and I'm not going that way because I want my city going that way and I want it to be a Trump-free zone. This man needs to be voted out. Liberal writer Unglued says we don't have a gun problem, we have a white person problem. White people are always the problem according to lefties. Such a joke. According to a writer for GQ, America doesn't have a gun problem. It has a white person problem. What? From Daily Wire. In the long list of out and proud racists that prominent publications keep on their payroll, we can all count GQ columnist Eamon Young among them. In his latest rant at the Root, Young speaks of America's white people problem and how that is to blame for gun violence, not lack of gun control. Young begins his treatise by recalling a time he biked with his wife and some friends through the rural areas of Pennsylvania and Maryland, where he recalls seeing only 4 black people while being surrounded by whiteness. More from Root. In America, white people are everywhere, and this ubiquity connects to perhaps our greatest irony: we, black people, are vastly outnumbered by them. They also own more land, earn and possess more money, and have all the guns. Most of the people making laws are white, as are most of the people enforcing them. There are entire states you can drive through without seeing one of us, entire lives that can be led without ever having any meaningful interaction with us. We are surrounded, outnumbered, out-resourced and outgunned. Our entire existence here is a continual assault on our bodies. But we are the ones perceived to be the threats. We are the ones they're scared of. We are the ones who tell our children how to dress and how to wear their hair so they're not thought of as threats to them. We are the ones who consciously and subconsciously modify our voices and our behavior when forced to interact with them. We're the ones whom trained officers with weapons and badges and handcuffs and legal justifications are so damn scared of that we've created entire curricula based on that fear, teaching ourselves what to do to seem less frightening to them. This is as low as it gets. Maxine Waters promises financial reparations for blacks if Dems win back House in 2018. Democrat Congresswoman Maxine Waters just made a major promise to her uninformed base. According to her, Black Americans will receive financial reparations for slavery if liberals win back the House of Representatives later this year. Is she completely crazy? This will never happen. Check it out. From American Mirror. If Democrats win back the House in 2018, Maxine Waters is promising financial reparations for Black Americans. During an appearance in Selma, Alabama on Saturday, Waters appeared alongside CNN commentator Angela Rye. Waters took her time to, what else, attack President Trump, criticizing him for his alleged connections to Russia. Downtrend has more. If we want to get to the point where we can get reparations, we've got to have the power to do that. Number 1, by having a supportive president would be wonderful, but taking back the House would be absolutely wonderful, she added. Jokes aside, let this be another stark reminder of why every single conservative needs to hit the polling booths, vote his or her ass off in November. Unless, of course, you want dingbats like Waters controlling our government. What is wrong with this woman? She needs some serious help. MSNBC contributor goes ballistic, kills himself and teenage sons in gruesome murder-suicide. Liberalism is a mental disease. An MSNBC commentator has just driven that point home. The man killed himself and his teenage sons in a gruesome murder-suicide. How sad. Here's the scoop. From New York Post. A prominent political science professor and his 2 sons were found shot dead in their bedrooms in an apparent murder-suicide, cops said. Winnebago County Sheriff's deputies went to the 2-story Illinois home of P. S. Ruckman Jr., 58, Saturday morning after his ex-wife, Heidi Ruckman, requested a welfare check, the Rockford Register-Star reported. Cops said they found the bodies of 14-year-old Christopher Ruckman and 12-year-old John Ruckman in separate bedrooms, dead from gunshot wounds. More from Downtrend. While the investigation reportedly still remains active, the motivation behind Ruckman's despicable actions may involve his divorce from Heidi Ruckman, who reportedly filed paperwork last summer. Heavy.com notes that prior to Ruckman's apparent murder-suicide, he appeared on, was quoted in many of the country's top media outlets, from the Washington Post to the Los Angeles Times to MSNBC to Politico to History Detectives on PBS. How terrible. R.I.P. Corrupt Eric Holder. We're going to Republican states and bringing Obama with us. Eric Holder was as corrupt an attorney general as the president for whom he worked. Holder and Barack Obama are 2 of a kind. In a recent interview, potential 2020 hopeful Holder claimed Democrats are going to red states to campaign for liberals for the midterm elections, and they're bringing Obama with them. Ha 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 ha. Good luck with that. Check it. From USA Today. Former President Barack Obama will join a national effort to address redistricting concerns, including traveling to red and swing states to help Democratic candidates campaigning on the issue, his former Attorney General said. I expect that later this year, you will see him campaign, Eric Holder said of Obama. He will be focused on the races that will matter for redistricting. He has identified this as his chief political activity in his post-presidency. It would be part of the National Democratic Restricting Committee, a group led by Holder that was set up to address redistricting concerns across the country. The group's efforts come as Democrats and Republicans battle over the control of Congress and state legislatures in the midterms. Both parties have decried election maps as unconstitutional while simultaneously fighting over who will draw them in the future. More on Holder, from Daily Wire. Former Attorney General Eric Holder, the only cabinet member in U.S. history to be held in contempt of Congress, is contemplating a run for the presidency in 2020. Holder, asked the question of a prospective presidential run by reporters at a media breakfast sponsored by the Christian Science Monitor, responded, I'll see. I'm focused on NDRC at this point. I think I'll make a decision by the end of the year about whether there's another chapter. Holder, who is currently supervising Barack Obama's National Democratic Redistricting Committee, NDRC, said he plans to canvass the country about changing House district lines in roughly 20 states. Holder needs help. Obama hits rock bottom, says my administration did not have a scandal that embarrassed us. Former President Barack Obama is in need of serious help. Why else would he say what he just said? It doesn't make any sense. His administration didn't have any scandals? Really? Not one? What a stooge. Check this out. From Washington Examiner. Former President Barack Obama appeared to take a thinly veiled shot at President Trump and his administration during a closed-door speech in Boston last week, saying that his White House didn't have a scandal that embarrassed us. Obama made the comment Friday while addressing attendees at the MIT Sloan Sports Analytics Conference, hosted by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Strict rules were put in place prohibiting the sharing of images and video of the off-the-record speech. We didn't have a scandal that embarrassed us, Obama said. I know that seems like a low bar. He also said, you didn't hear about a lot of drama inside our White House. Breitbart has more. But Obama failed to mention reports of his press secretary Robert Gibbs's cursing at Valerie Jarrett and First Lady Michelle Obama. Gibbs left the administration soon after. Obama admitted there were arguments among his team of rivals in the White House but said it was more about people trying to solve tough issues. I did have a strong bias towards people who just wanted to get things right, get things done, as opposed to people who were obsessed with I want to be right. I want to prominent. I want to have my name in the headlines, he said. And if you can create that culture, then you are more likely to be successful. What a horrible, horrible person.